All right, my friends, this is all the ways that women will humiliate you in a relationship. This is exposing the deeper level truths of female nature. This is something that your dad never taught you because your dad was probably not nearly as smart as I am when it comes to explaining this. Neither was your grandpa or really any of the guys you know, especially not your uncle. So these are all the ways that women will humiliate you in a relationship. Now, on top of that, here's how I really know that I'm explaining this stuff better than anybody. We just crossed over 1,715 members. Say that one more time, 1,715 members inside of our community. I'm helping these guys learn, understand, and master the language of women, and I want you to join us inside of that after today's video. So, let's dive in. All the ways that women will humiliate you in a relationship. Okay, listen closely. Here's what you have to realize first. You must realize that you're being compared to every guy she has dated in her past subconsciously. Subconsciously, when she is around you, she is comparing you to every single other man she has ever been with. Okay? Everything. Everything matters. Literally everything. So you might be saying, well, why would she do that? That's not very nice. Why would she do that? That's not nice of her. It's not nice of her to compare who I am to this person. No. Me and this woman, we have a totally different dynamic than who she was with in the past, right? She's supposed to like me and treat me good because I'm good to her, right? That's how it should be, right? Wrong. Listen closely. The reason why is because hypergamy will optimize for as close to perfect as possible. Okay, so this is what she's going to start to do, and I even laid this out in a step-by-step process. And for me to lay this out in a step-by-step process, this is an accumulation of every multiple long-term relationship that I've had that's went for a few years. And this also includes all of the behaviors that I've noticed over the past 11 years in my own dating life. Okay? So this is an accumulation of everything that I've seen. Okay? The reason why this happens is because hypergamy will optimize for as close to perfect as possible. So here's what she will do. She will emasculate you slowly. Okay, this is naturally her feminine nature, is to emasculate you slowly to get you to overexpose your interest level. This is how she gets the power in the relationship over you, is by getting you to overexpose your interest level. Think of this as like a negotiation. If you're in business and you're in a negotiation, the person who cannot walk away doesn't have the leverage. The person who cannot walk away is the one who needs this business deal to work out. This is what's constantly happening because there's always two conversations going. There's the words being spoken, and then there is the second conversation that you can't see, and that is a conversation of leverage. Okay? So, basically they want you to let your guard down so that way you attempt to love them. Okay, this is what she's trying to get you to do, is overexpose your interest level so you love her. So then what will happen, what you're going to notice is once you believe this stuff, you are going to be severely punished for doing this, okay, for loving her, for building an attachment, for trying to nurture a relationship, which is really just a set of words. You're going to be punished for this. Now, what you're going to see through this entire presentation today is there's a constant battle for leverage to see who is more invested. This is what she wants to know. Who has higher dating value? You or me? Who has the leverage? The person who doesn't have any leverage is the person who has the lower dating value. They have lower SMV, lower value in the relationship. Okay? There's a constant battle for leverage to seeing who is more invested. So this is all the steps as to what's going to happen when it comes to all the ways that women will humiliate you in a relationship. So step one to humiliating you is she has to build an illusion of comfort and unity. Say that with me one more time. She has to build an illusion of comfort and unity that you guys have together, an illusion. She has to use words, okay, to fabricate a reality in your mind that basically says, I could see this going the distance and you can trust me. That's what she's trying to do. Oh yeah, you can trust me. I'll be nice to you. Yeah, you can trust me. I'm good to you. Yeah, just trust me a little bit. I'm here for you. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a good one. Yep, that's what she's going to do. So, Here's what's going to happen. Step 1. She is going to try to build a routine with you that displays comfort and unity. So here's what happens. You've started dating, and now there is a common pattern and frequency that occurs. So you're like, wow, I found myself a good one. I should introduce her to my mom. Oh yeah, I should introduce her to my mom. We go to church at the same time together every Sunday, and we eat food together at the same time every single day, and we listen to the same kind of music, and we lay here right on the couch and we watch a good TV show. I found my lover. Oh yeah, I found my lover. Here she is. She's going to give me a lot of kisses, and oh wow, am I going to feel like quite the man now because I'm not out at the parties anymore looking at all my options. Oh no, I got a good one at home who I can just get a pillow and a blanket with. Oh yeah. Okay. So, listen, you've started dating and now there's a common pattern and a common frequency. So you're eating. Oh, there's good places you go. She's my lover. On weekend, okay, you hit up the same spots every weekend, okay? Let me give you an example. When I lived back home, I dated one woman for 3 years. Every Saturday morning, I wanted to go to a specific coffee shop to get my specific cold brew coffee. And on Saturday mornings, they always had cinnamon rolls. And that was the only day my coffee shop had them. And I got 1 or 2 cinnamon rolls every Saturday morning. And I got double frosting every time. My girlfriend would watch me do that every Saturday morning. That is something I didn't want to break. Not even for the relationship. I didn't want to break that for me. Okay, so here's what's going to happen is all men, no matter who you are, I don't care if you're the really cool surfer guy, I don't care if you're the really cool skateboarder guy, I don't care if you're the rock star, the musician, I don't care if you're the athlete, every single guy starts to have routines and patterns and trends in his life. I don't care if your archetype appeals more to the masculine lens of attraction or the female lens of attraction, doesn't matter. Every single guy, no matter who you are, okay? The most popular rock star, the most popular guy on the TV show, whatever. Every single guy will start to fall into a routine. So you start to do your life with this person. And she's giving you the illusion of comfort and unity. So basically, she starts to know what you do in your free time. And what you do in your free time, you guys also start to do together because you're together. This is very, 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 very bad for her romantic desire, and you're going to see why in a little bit. What's going to happen around this stage, okay, the first couple months, is she's going to tell you that she likes how comfortable she feels around you. This is what you call her words. Her words are going to tell you how comfortable she is around you and how much she likes this, okay? Now, just know this one thing. This is temporary. Women's emotions are temporary. So when she says something like, I like this or I don't like this, you have to just put the words right now after it. I like this right now. I don't like this right now. If she says she's upset right now. If she says she's happy, she is happy right now. When you're dating a woman, based on her emotional state, okay, women only know what is in front of them. And what is in front of them is dictated by her own emotions. So they can only see what's in front of them based on their own feelings right there in that moment. And that's what she's trying to constantly satisfy and fix, is so she optimizes her emotional state for herself right then and there for her. Okay? So, she will tell you that she likes how comfortable she is around you. Hi, cutie, I'm so comfortable with you. I like this. That's how it's going to sound. This is temporary. At this point, she will watch you enter into a peaceful state. Yep. She's going to watch you enter into a peaceful state. She's going to look at you and say, wow, look how happy he is. I think I can break another one. Ooh, we got a good one here. Oh yeah, his eyes are really lighting up when I'm by him. Oh yeah, when we're laying down, he's really trying to kiss me. Look at his eyes just light up. He likes me. Ooh, yeah, I think I got another one. I think I can break another one. So at this point, she's going to watch you enter into a peaceful state with her. Listen to me very closely, because this line that I wrote right here is very important for you to understand. I want you to write this down in a notebook if you need to. Nothing frustrates a woman more than seeing a man at ease and enjoying his life. Nothing makes a woman more frustrated than that. If she sees a man who is loving life, who is happy and peaceful, her natural feminine nature is to disrupt his internal world. This is what she's going to try to do. So this is step one. She is going to build a routine with you to give you an illusion of comfort and unity. The games have only just begun. So at this point, you think everything is great. Now step two comes along. Step two, the routine that you and her are in gets boring. So she now breaks the routine on purpose to see if you get reactive, or to give you thoughts in your mind that she's doing something behind your back or cheating on you. That's a really long one, so I'm going to say it one more time. Step two, the routine that you and her are in gets boring, so she now breaks the routine on purpose to see if you get reactive, or to give you thoughts in your mind that she's doing something behind your back or cheating on you. She wants you to think that she is losing interest. She wants you to think that she's leaving. She's going somewhere else. That her needs are no longer being met. She wants to build thoughts of doubt and insecurity into your mind to get you to expose this one thing I told you at the beginning, okay? To get you to expose your interest level so she can slowly emasculate you and then leave you. This is the process of her humiliating you in the relationship. If you're 8 feet tall, her making you feel like you're 4 feet tall. If you make $100 million a year, her making you feel like you make $1,000 a year. This is her whole process in humiliating you, okay? Keep this in mind. So, she's going to start to break this routine. This is step 2 in the relationship, but this is truthfully step 1 in her process of emasculation. Okay? Say this one more time. This is step 2 in the relationship, but this is really step 1 in her process of emasculation. So, all of a sudden, here's what's going to happen. She's busy the whole weekend. She's busy the whole weekend, and for no reason really in your mind, she's not going to answer any of her calls. This is what's going to happen. Well, what's going to happen next? All of a sudden, she's home 1 hour late from work, and she never tells you prior that she'll be home late. Maybe you guys are living together. Maybe this is your wife. Maybe this is your girlfriend of 3, 4, 5 years. All of a sudden, she's just 1 hour late from work home, or she's 90 minutes late home from work, and she doesn't feel the need to tell you. Well, why would she not feel the need to check in with you? Because she's losing respect for you. If she respected you, she would feel the need to put your emotions at ease, but she doesn't. She feels the need to disrespect you because you have believed that you can build an attachment and a connection with a woman. That's what you believe. So she's home 1 hour late from work and never tells you, okay? This is how it's going to look, as she's breaking the routine. So most men here have no idea that this is naturally how female nature is. I would say that most men that I meet, they are completely clueless to this. Most men have no idea that this is the natural step-by-step processes inside of female nature and how they move and how they act and how they operate. And my belief is because either they don't have enough dating experience and they haven't had enough relationships with women, or they have not been smart enough to connect the dots and actually lay this out step by step for themselves. So I'm telling you this because I've been through all of this. I've been through all of this over the past 11 years. The reason why I'm able to make all these videos for you and tell you what to do and what not to do is because I've lived this every step of the way over the past 11 years of my own dating life. This is step by step how things go, okay? So, most men here have no idea that this is naturally how female nature is. And the problem here is they are associating the behavior with an individual, instead of just associating the behavior with the process of how female nature is. When you're experiencing stuff with a girlfriend, when you're experiencing stuff with your wife, when you're experiencing stuff with a woman you're dating, you never want to look at it as associating the behavior with an individual. Like, oh, that's just how Becky is acting to me. Or that's how, Kayla or Stephanie is acting to me. You don't want to look at it as associating the behavior with an individual, because that's going to make you believe that this situation is different from everybody else's. You have to take a step back and say, this is how female nature is. So when this routine starts to get broken and the man is no longer in a state of peace, because that's going to frustrate her, seeing that you're actually happy, keep that in mind. So here's what's going to happen. He calls 2 times as much. He starts to call her twice as much. He starts to text message her twice as much. And this is the worst of all, is he wants to have a conversation with her to ask her what's going on. And for good reason. He thinks, well, I've spent a lot of money taking her out to eat and being with her. I spent a lot of time with her. I did everything right. I was there for her. It seemed like we had good chemistry in the bedroom. What's wrong? Well, this is what's wrong. She has her own emotional state that she's trying to monitor. So that's step 2. You cannot associate this behavior with the individual that you're dating. You have to associate this behavior with female nature as a whole. That's how it works, and that's how it is. So, step 3. Step 3 is now the beginning to the end of the relationship, and I'm going to explain why. So here's what's happened. You've now shown that you're in love. You've now shown that you're weak for her and that you're attached. And what you've really done right here is you've now shown that you're scared to lose her. This right here, once you've shown that you're scared to lose her, is really where she starts to feel absolutely nothing for you. Now I'm going to let all of you in on a little secret right here, okay? If you would have sat silent for 2 weeks and not reached out once, not called her once, just sat there silent, you would have probably passed the test. You would have probably passed the test, and she would have saw that you are stronger than you appeared to be. You would have probably passed the test, okay? But here's the problem. Men are impatient, and the urgency causes them to get reactive. Men are impatient, the urgency causes them to get reactive, and this is the worst of all, is since men naturally like to take action and fix things, men will try to enter into a state of fixing the relationship with words, thinking that a conversation can solve her feelings when it can't. Okay? So if you would have just sat there and done nothing, you would have probably passed the test with silence. But most men are impatient, and that urgency causes them to get reactive. Never try to have conversations about this stuff. The only thing that can heal this stuff is time. Time apart. And this is why it's really in your best interest to never get too close to anyone in the first place, because you're setting yourself up for destruction, because that routine causes her to fall out of love with you, okay? So, if you would have just sat there silent for 2 weeks, you would have probably passed the test. But men are urgent and men are impatient, so they want to fix things. So here's the problem, okay? Once you've shown your care and your concern for the relationship, it becomes almost impossible for her to respect you after. It is almost impossible, because she now has a new identity of you. She looks at you in a different light. She looks at you in a different way. She doesn't see you as the same guy anymore, because you've shown that you're willing to give up that leverage and that you're attached. So once you've shown that you have care, okay, once you've shown that you have care and concern for the relationship, it becomes impossible for her to respect you. So she may even try, okay, like let's say you guys have a conversation, she may even try. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to try. Let's try to fix this. I agree. You might be able to get her to logically agree to fixing it, but it's already over. Her emotions already decided for her that it is completely over. So now, okay, she will start to say things like this. These are some of the exact lines or a version of these lines that you're probably going to hear almost word for word. Okay, you're going to start to hear things like, well, you don't really give me any space. And then you're going to start to hear things like, I don't really know if we are compatible. I don't know if we get along. I don't know if we're compatible. Another thing is she might even say, well, I feel like you're just really controlling and you always want to know what I'm doing. I feel like I just need space. Okay, she's going to say these things. Okay, so at step 3 right here, there's something going on. Okay, there's something going on that she's doing to make you feel like you are at fault. Okay? What's really going on here is there is some manipulation, okay, or she's manipulating your perception of the relationship so she has reason to leave and reason to exit, Say this with me one more time, okay? She's manipulating your perception, okay? So she's manipulating how you see words. Your perception is changing, okay? She's manipulating your perception of how you see words and how you see sentences and how you feel about them. She's causing you to think that this stuff, all these words, all these sentences, that this is real, okay? So she's doing this so that way she has reason to leave and reason to exit, while telling herself that it's something that you did. So she has reason to trade up and find someone better, or someone that she thinks is better. Keep that in mind. So, step 4, what's her goal? This is going to be the worst spot for a lot of you to realize, but you really have to hear this word for what it is. What's her goal? Step 4 is her goal. Her goal of doing this, she wants you to cry with actual tears. She wants you to beg for her back so she can feel validated and so she knows that she has the leverage. And she wants you to be completely broken because she wants to do a few things. She wants to be able to tell her friends that you're a baby. Yep. She wants to be able to tell her friends that you're a baby. And keep in mind, over here on this side of the marker board, this was supposed to be the woman that you were at peace with and at love with. This is the woman that you could share everything with. This is the woman that you could grow a future with. This right here is the exact same woman who wants to tell her friends that you're a baby, and she wants to tell her family that she never really felt secure with you from the get-go. She wants to tell her family that it was like that from the beginning. This is what she wants. Okay, she wants to see that you can't eat, you cannot sleep, and you cannot stop thinking about her. This is what she wants to physically see with her own 2 eyes. She wants you to self-destruct. And I want this to be powerful so that way you take this seriously. Okay? Because there is different covert messages and meanings going on with every single sentence that she's having with you. And this is happening subconsciously. She wants to see you self-destruct. Why? This is going to fuel her ego that she can do better, or she thinks that she can do better. This is going to add to her collection of men that she could convince to believe in a future with her. And on top of that, here's the funniest thing about this. She may even try to now sleep with your friends. So stick with me here. The women who oftentimes appear the sweetest in the beginning do this because these are the women who know how to move and how to operate. Just like when it comes to guys, there are certain levels of game. There's certain levels with women too. So, I need you to realize one thing. There's light at the end of the tunnel if you just stick with me. Not only do you have to start to learn, understand, and master the language of women, but you have to realize this one thing. Okay, realize this and stick with me here. I need you to realize that you're never actually talking to her. I don't care if you've dated her for years. I don't care if you've dated her for a lot of years and you're married and you guys have kids even. I don't care. You're never actually talking to her, even as an individual. And here's why. Every text message, every single call on the phone, every single sentence that comes out of your mouth, you're talking to her hypergamous radar. That is what you're talking to. You're talking to the deeper levels. You're talking to the deeper levels of how God made them. You're talking to her hypergamous radar. There's a lot of guys, they try to sell themselves different kinds of false beliefs here. I advise you to try this if you'd like. You can pray all you want. You can pray for that dream woman to come into your life. You can believe that you'll meet the right woman one day, all you want. You can pray that that will happen. You can ask, the universe to give you some kind of guidance, whatever you want to do. Every woman I've met and been with over the past 11 years has acted the exact same. The exact same. There has not been one thing that has been different. Not one. I will routinely test my own theories in my own dating life. I will sometimes try to break my own rules that I try to live by. I'm constantly doing this inside of our community, and I'm even giving updates and showing guys when I do this stuff too. And every single time that I try to go against on purpose some of the things that I teach to see if I can find a woman who behaves differently, I have never yet once been proven wrong. Every woman I have ever met over the past 11 years acts the exact same. So that means you're never actually talking to the individual, you're talking to her hypergamous radar. Okay, keep that in mind. So here's what you're also going to find. There's a lot of men out there, they tell themselves that if they have the belief that they need to find a good woman from a certain type of household with a certain type of, or with certain types of parents in their life to guide them, that's going to make it easier. That couldn't be further from the truth either. Okay. Oftentimes what I've found personally in my own dating life is the ones raised by good parents, okay, even times will act worse, okay? And I've noticed this because they crave something different than the peace and the stability that they've had their whole life at home. You know, that's another thing that guys say. You know, they'll say things like, well, oh, you know, if only I found a woman with a strong father in her life, if only I found a woman who had an active 2-parent household. That doesn't mean anything. The way she moves, the way she acts, the way she operates is the exact same as a woman who didn't come from that kind of parental household. You're not going to be able to change stuff. It's not like you can change that just by how you grew up. So this is how women move and how women operate. Okay? So keep that in mind. This is all the ways that women will slowly humiliate you inside of a relationship. Because my community has been growing at such a fast rate, because we're now at over 1,715 members, because I'm watching this thing grow, because I'm watching these guys start to learn, understand, and master the language of women, I really believe that I can help you, because I really believe that I teach this stuff better than anybody. So I advise you to join us inside of that community. I really do, because I think that will help change your life in so many different ways that you never even thought was possible. I think that understanding what I show you inside of the language of women, I think that is more important a lot of times than even some of your other personal goals, due to the fact that a lot of times I've seen guys reach personal goals. I've watched guys make a lot of money. I've watched guys get 6-pack abs. I've watched guys do all this. If their relationship life is lacking, they always feel like something is missing. And because I've solved a lot of these problems for guys where they can just have a process and go, I want you to see what that's all about. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.